friends, a very warm welcome once again to this very special edition of Yuva Bharat. I'm your host Shweta. In today's special episode, we will discuss about Common Admission Test, that is CAT, and other MBA entrance tests from our expert Sai Kumar Swamy, PTDM from IIM Bangalore and Course Director Time Private Limited. Let's welcome him on our studio. A very warm welcome, Sai, to this Yuva Bharat's edition.
Thank you.
Well, today we will discuss regarding MBA entrance test. I would like to start with CAT. If you can tell us, what is CAT?
CAT is the Common Admission Test, which is the entrance test considered by the prestigious Indian Institutes of Management, which are the premier management institutes in the country, which are 7 in number. Apart from the IIMs, we have about 110 B schools, which also consider the CAT scores.
All right.
Anybody wishing to do management in India would probably look at CAT as the first option. It's like the best, because the best institutes are under CAT. This is one exam that everybody targets.
Okay.
CAT is an exam taken by, if you look at the last year's numbers, if you look at 2008 numbers, close to about 2,80,000 people took or registered for CAT.
Okay.
So, and this is when you consider the IIMs, you're looking at something like about 1,500 to about 1,600 seats. So it's very, very competitive as an exam.
Exactly. When aspirants are so high and the seats are so limited. But I believe apart from CAT, there are other entrance level examinations as well, like MAT for instance. So if you can tell us what exactly MAT is.
MAT is the Management Aptitude Test. Now, like in India, for example, we don't have a standardized one exam for all institutes kind of an approach.
Okay.
So there are many institutes which have evolved their own management exams. Many a times institutes have got together under one common umbrella and have conducted or evolved one test for themselves.
Okay.
As we earlier spoke, for example, the Indian Institutes of Management and probably some 110 other B schools together use the CAT scores.
Okay.
Similarly, we have got, when you look at these 110 institutes which are under CAT, these are the elite institutes in the country. These are probably the best institutes that one can get into. But when one looks at MAT, we look at the second round of B schools in the country.
Okay.
There are about 600 of them which do not conduct their own test, but use an exam called the Management Aptitude Test.
All right.
Again, MAT, just like the CAT, is a aptitude test which tests students on various areas like English, mathematics, reasoning, logic, data interpretation. There are various areas in which it tests. Again, MAT, the numbers are not again conclusive because MAT is taken or is conducted 4 times a year.
All right.
And each time we have a large number of students, large pool of students taking this test. And the allure of MAT is that about 600 good quality B schools use the MAT scores.
Okay.
So when one writes MAT, you got the chance to apply to many more management institutes as opposed to any other exam.
Okay. But CAT is only limited to the IIMs, you mean to say?
The IIMs, and as I said, some 110 other B schools which are using these CAT scores.
Okay.
When you look at the top B schools in the country, you'll probably find that the finest of them, the best of them, use the CAT scores.
Okay.
And that is the allure of CAT.
So tell me, what is XAT and JMET?
Xavier Aptitude Test is an aptitude test that used to be conducted by XLRI.
Okay.
XLRI is the country's premier institute for human resources. An institute like XLRI used to conduct its own test.
Okay.
But over a period of time, many other institutes wanted to use the XAT scores or the XLRI scores. And that's when XLRI decided to extend it to many other institutes. So under XAT, we probably have close to about some 40 to 50 good quality institutes which use the XAT scores.
Okay. So tell me, Sai, what are the best institutes and best courses available for management, and how should a student prepare himself for that?
In terms of the best institutes in the country, the IIMs, 7 of them are considered to be the elite, the best institutes in the country. Now, apart from that, there are about 50 to 60 very good quality B schools using various scores. Some of them use the CAT score. Some, as I mentioned, FMS is one of those top 20 institutes. It conducts its own test. Then we've got XLRI and its allied institutes which use the XAT scores. So they use a lot of different exams. And I would say that at least some 50 to 60 institutes in the country which can be classified as very, very good.
Okay.
Now, in terms of the course, each of these institutes offers a course which can be broadly classified as an MBA.
Okay.
But some of them are not affiliated to a university. There is a ruling in India which says that only universities can award an MBA.
Okay.
So the IIMs and many other private B schools offer a postgraduate diploma in management.
Okay.
Some of them call it PGPM, postgraduate program in management. So all of them stand for the same.
Okay.
All right, which is a typical MBA course.
Okay.
Coming back to the last part of your question,
How to
where you
prepare,
said
yeah.
how to prepare for an exam of this sort or exams of this sort. Now, the common thread running through all these exams is that they all test you on aptitude. And the common definition of aptitude is somebody good at language, which is where English is being tested. Then we've got mathematics, which is again tested. So we've got reasoning or logic ability, which is tested in various forms. You either have logical puzzles given, you got data interpretation questions given. So these are broad areas on which you are tested. Some institutes also go ahead and test the students on an additional area called general awareness or general knowledge. So in some exams, some of the management exams that we see, general awareness or general knowledge would be an additional section.
Okay.
So a student would broadly have to look at these 4 areas while preparing for management exams.
So basically you have to have a good fluency in English, you have mathematics needs to be strong, you have to have a good general awareness, plus the reasoning power needs to be strong as well.
Correct, correct.
Well friends, we're getting to know a lot regarding MBA entrance test, but it's time now to take a short break in Yuva Bharat. We will continue our discussion, so do not go anywhere and stay tuned. A very warm welcome friends once again to this very special edition of Yuva Bharat. We have with us our expert Sai Kumar Swamy. Let's continue our discussion regarding MBA entrance test. Well Sai, I would like to know what are the prominent MAT and GMAT institutes?
The prominent MAT institutes are institutes like Alliance, which is based in Bangalore. There's an institute called Christ, which is in Bangalore. Then there are other institutes in South India like SCMS, which is in Cochin. Then there is the Vigyan Jyoti Institute of Management in Hyderabad. Then there are noted institutes in North India as well, institutes like IILM in Noida. Then we've got MET. Then we've got New Delhi Institute of Management, which is also popularly known as NDIM. So there's a long list of schools which are considered to be very good under MAT. GMAT is an international exam, and very few institutes in India actually use GMAT as a score. Right? So GMAT, so somebody when they take GMAT as an exam, they're predominantly opening themselves up to applying to a lot of these schools in the United States or in mainland Europe. So in India, very few of these schools take GMAT scores. The prominent ones which do so are institutes like Indian School of Business in Hyderabad.
ISB.
Yeah, it's very, very well known. You have got a very, very good profile of students coming into ISB. Then you got an institute called Great Lakes Institute of Management, which is in Chennai, which is again offers a 1-year program similar to what ISB does and takes in students with a similar profile. Then we've got Ahmedabad, which has a program called PGPEX, which is for people with WorkX. And the one at Ahmedabad has recently made it into the news, and you see that it's got the highest average GMAT score requirement anywhere in the world. So when we look at Harvard or some of these Ivy League schools in the United States, they look at something like about 710, 715 on the higher side. Ahmedabad PGPX requires something like 720 plus. So which is a very, very high score.
Tell us about the institute-specific MBA exams.
FMS, Faculty of Management Studies, is the institute which conducts its own test. Then there is an institute called IIFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, which specializes in offering a program or a degree in international business, which again conducts its own test. Again, it's an institute run by the Government of India. Similarly, we've got an institute which specializes in rural management, an institute called IRMA, Institute of Rural Management, in a place called Anand in Gujarat. And this is the country's best institute for somebody wanting to do a rural management course. IRMA also conducts its own test. Then there are many other private institutes, for example, the Symbiosis group of institutes. Prominent among them is an institute called SIBM, Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, which conducts its own test called SNAP, Symbiosis National Aptitude Test. Then there is a top 20 institute in the country called Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies. It's based in Mumbai, which again conducts its own test called NMAT, Narsi Monji Aptitude Test. So these are, I mean, in the management calendar, as we spoke about, there are many such exams. Prominent ones, as we discussed, are CAT, ZAT, and the specific institute ones are FMS, IIFT, IRMA, SNAP. So these are the other exams.